At a time of fitan like that we're living in right now, a person should focus on every day in their life to nurture themselves with beneficial knowledge and righteous action. Every day of our life, we have to nurture ourselves with al-ilm al-nafi' wal-amal al-salih. Yawm al-Qiyamah, when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you won't be asked about other people, you'll be asked about yourself. When you go into your grave, you're going to be asked about yourself. You're going to be asked, مَنْ رَبُّكَ وَمَا نَبِيُّكَ وَمَا دِينُكَ. Make sure that you have the answers for these questions. فَلْيَعُدَّ لِلسُّؤَالِ جَوَابًا. Prepare the answers for those questions that you know you're going to be asked. Prepare for yourself what you need to enter Jannah. Right now, make your first concern yourself. Am I below the requirement of what is needed from me? If yes, then push yourself up. If you think that you are as you should, then you also need to still work on making sure that you push yourself to your limits. We're living at a time when people are forgetting to focus on themselves and their own children and their own family members. Maybe your cousins and your relatives or your siblings are not upright on the religion. Focus on them and then make your way up as you go to the community. What's happening online and social media, don't busy yourself with those things. Your time is valuable. Focus on studying and learning. Put your head down. A lot of the sad reality is that people are very consumed with the hype and the problems that are happening online, that they forget to benefit themselves and benefit their own children and to benefit their family members. The sign of the believer is he's mafatiha lil khayr maghaliqa lil shar. The sign of the believer is that he's a key to good and he locks the doors of evil. Be the key to good for your own self and your family and those who are closest to you. عليكم أنفسكم لا يضركم من ضل إذا اهتديتم. Focus on yourself. And I don't mean in any way, shape or form that the doors of al-amru bil-ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar is closed. But I'm saying we're seeing that reduce. Our own acts of ibadah are low. Our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is low. Our tarbiyah of our children is very low. Our relationship with our neighbors and those who are closest to us is very low. Our relationship with our parents is very low. And we're focusing about other people. So I first of all want to say, focus on yourself. اتق الله حيثما كنت أتبع السيئة الحسنة تمحوها وخالق الناس بخلق حسن. Study and nurture yourself in knowledge. These great scholars in Islam that you see, كشيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية, ابن القيم, ابن رجب, ابن كثير, ابن عبد الهادي, الذهبي, أبو الحجاج المزي, and other than them, they first of all learnt knowledge for decades of their life. Once they mastered it, then they went out to benefit those who are around them. ولذلك the poet, he said, فلتقصد أربعة قبل ابتداء تعلم لكي تفوز بالهدى أولها الخروج من ضلال. Learn to take yourself out of misguidance. First of all, you're learning and you're studying to take yourself out of misguidance. That's the first part of the question. The second part is Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. I think it was him or Mu'adh ibn Jabal, but I think it's Hudayfa radiyallahu anhu. A man came to Hudayfa and he was talking to Hudayfa, and Hudayfa radiyallahu anhu said to him, he said, take the wisdom and the truth, take the wisdom from a dim-witted one. So the man said to Hudayfa radiyallahu anhu, how would I know that this dim-witted one has spoken wisdom? How am I going to know? Which is similar to your question. And then he said to him, Hudayfa, inna lil haqqi noora. The haqq has light to it. The person who's calling to the sunnah, you realize him from far. All he will say to you is, قال الله ta'ala, Allah said, قال Rasulullah, the messenger said. And then he will quote the early scholars of Islam, the Sahabas and the Tabi'een and the Atba'u Tabi'een and what they said. That's what he will do. All day he will do that. He won't insert his own personal opinions and what he thinks. He will quote to you the three noble generations that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's messenger praised. خير الناس قرني ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم. The best generation is my generation and the generation that came after. So inshallah ta'ala, our life is very short anyways. and we are not going to live forever. أعمار أمتي ما بين الستين وسبعين وقليل من يجوز ذلك. The Prophet said, the lifespan of this ummah is between 60 to 70, and little go over. You're not going to live forever. Don't do things that are going to waste your time. Focus on studying, learning. Every day you wake up, ask yourself this honest question: did I gain beneficial knowledge today? Ilm nafi', beneficial knowledge. And the second thing is, did I gain righteous action? Today, have I got an extra righteous action I never used to do that I do today? If your answer is yes, then you're on the right track. I remember I met Sheikh Abdurrahman ibn Abdul Muhsin al-Abbad, Hafidhahullah ta'ala. And at a time of my life I was going through, I asked him a couple of questions. And he said something that stuck with me for a very long time. He said to me, your life should really revolve around the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله ولا تعجز. Strive to what will benefit you. احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله. Ask Allah for help every day. ولا تعجز, and don't give up. He said, don't get sidetracked with other things. And when I look at Shaykh Abdul Razak, he is a sign of the definition of that hadith. I really see it in him. He really strives to what benefits him. He doesn't get caught up with other things that are not beneficial for him. Hafidhahullah ta'ala. He doesn't busy himself with that which doesn't concern him. Min husn al-Islam al-mar' tarku ma la ya'ni. The sign of the true believer is that he leaves off that which does not concern him. Busy yourself with yourself and learning knowledge. The people of the Sunnah who call to the Sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who warn against innovation, who warn against shirk, are clear. Their da'wah makes it clear. What they say makes it clear. How they preach and what they say is clear. The fitrah is accepting to it. That's something anyone can understand. And the one who has other agendas is also clear. وَالْعِلْمُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ.